Okay, hi, welcome everybody. So everyone, here's my request. Put up your hands, take a deep breath, and make a lot of noise like something great's happening in here. Oh my God, it's so good in here. Wow, okay, awesome. Thank you. Anytime you feel sleepy, you're allowed to put your arms up and do that. Everyone should join in, but let's not do it the whole time. But, you know, everyone should be awake. It's like midday. It's good. Is everyone feeling good? Have fun? Who's been here for a couple hours already? Yeah? Oh, I know. I saw Sherry, too. She was great. Sherry is my guru. She was my teacher when I went to Living Light many years ago, over 10 years ago now. Wow, imagine. Okay, so who here has been to one of my talks before? Yay, who hasn't? Virgins, yay, awesome. Welcome to everybody. I'm so excited to be here. You know, I do this every year. It's one of my favorite venues. It's so much fun to come here, and it's like, you know, I see old friends, and everyone comes to the workshops and drops in, and we make amazing food together. Usually I do sweets, and this time I'm not doing sweets. Anybody want to leave right now? I'm just saying. With this time, I mean, I was in the description. I didn't say what I was making, but I called it Beyond Vegan, right? That's what the name of this is. So why are you here?
Beyond Vegan.
Well, tell me. So I guess, you know, for me, I know what Beyond Vegan means. I'm going to talk about that, obviously. That's what I'm here to do. But I wanted to get a little bit of an idea of what drew you here with that title. So chime in. What? Sweets, but there are no sweets. Okay, what else? No, there is one thing that's going to be sweet. So I lied. But go ahead, what else? Raw. So you want to learn more raw. I do a lot of raw. This can be all raw today. What else?
Just looking for what else to add to my diet that will kind of push it up a notch.
So you want to take your diet up a notch.
Whatever you can in terms of healthiness, in terms of sort of tips. And, you know, it's all those little things that add up.
Yes, it is all the little things that add up. What else? Thank you for sharing that. Anyone else? Beans? I'm not doing beans. You can get out the back door now if you want. But we're going to make, I'll tell you what we're going to make today. We're going to make 3 recipes. We're making my favorite green soup. It's like a green warrior soup. Sometimes it's called green goddess soup. Sometimes it's called grasshopper soup. It depends if I'm speaking to women, men, or kids. But it's the best soup. This soup is like a change your life soup, and I'll tell you why, but not yet. And then we're going to make this really lovely sunflower cheese sauce to go on top of the soup that just complements it so beautifully and looks really lovely on the plate. Who's up for that? Is that like a gaggle of chickens over here or what? It's like, oh. Make all the noise now, and then I'll tell them about the last thing. And then the third thing we're going to make is a superhero smoothie. So everything in blenders, everything really easy, and everything like next level. So you're in the right place because this is next level. It's beyond vegan. Who's already vegan here? Who's thinking about becoming vegan? Who's like totally omnivore just here because your friend dragged you here? No, 1 or 2 of those. I mean, you got to start somewhere. Everyone was that at some point, you know. We didn't. Maybe some of us started off vegan, but I didn't start off vegan. You know, it was a pathway to get here. And beyond vegan, for me, it's next level nutrition. So there's a lot of great, I mean, being vegan is amazing. You're already conscious of what you're putting in your body. And that's huge. That's a huge thing to say, okay, I'm going to think about the food. Because, you know, for many years of many people's lives, many people never leave this path. They just eat whatever's there as a thing to do. They're on automatic pilot. Their mind is already in other places. They're not conscious of what they're eating. So a lot of people, I find, at this festival especially, come to the vegan path because they're very invested in being compassionate and being kind to animals, and they're really tuned in. Who's here because of that? That's huge. That's amazing. You know, do no harm, be kind, be compassionate. Yes. And you could be doing that, and then there's other people that are here. Who's here for health reasons? Who chose vegan for health? So I got on the vegan path for health reasons because I wanted to see what could happen if I fed my body really amazing stuff. And I used to, before I kind of woke up to conscious food, I wouldn't eat certain things because I didn't want to get fat. And that was the only relationship I had to what I chose to put in my body. And then I went and I did a detox, like a cleanse program. It was a raw cleanse program. And I understood now the bigger picture of how what you eat not only puts weight on or not on, and that's not the only thing that's going to put weight on or not on, right? You know, it's not just the food, it's exercise, it's lifestyle, it's stress, it's many things. But that's a big component. But what you eat also affects your health in the immediate and also in the long term, right? And then how what you eat also affects the planet, right? You can make sustainable food choices, you know, from a compassion level to other creatures, other living things on the planet, and also how what we eat affects, you know, the longevity of our species here. Are we eating in a way that is nourishing planet Earth itself, or detracting from that and doing harm? So there's a way bigger picture. So when I say Beyond Vegan, I want us to wake up to all of that. Like, that's what food is really about for me, and that's what the message is. So what I want you to think about is that you have like an inner superhero, right? So imagine that, who feels like they are living as a superhero right now? As a superhero. Like, do you get up in the morning and be like, I am a superhero, so good? Does anyone do that? I do that. Yes, I do. I do too. Not every day, but I do that some days. And what makes me do that some days and not other days, right? Have you ever had a day where you felt that way? Okay, most people have at least had a day where you're like, I'm rocking, right? Okay, what is that superhero for you? Like, I want you to just take a minute and drop into that and just think about it. What is that superhero for you? It's like, okay, thinking it in terms of Beyond Vegan, maybe, but even before we get into Beyond Vegan, relationship, work, finances, health, beauty, fitness, all of those things. When you look at all of those components and where you are like superhero status and where you're like, I could work a little bit more in that area. I want to do some more in that area. You know, we all have goals. No one's at the top like everything's perfect all the time, right? Some days something's stronger, some days other things. Some things, you know, imagine it like a wheel, right? And each piece of the pie is one of those areas, okay? Relationships, finance, health, fitness, beauty, work. Which ones, if full power superhero is all the way at the edge of the circle, and then not so good is like in a little bit, which ones are all the way to the edge, and which ones like on your wheel is like, right? So think about that. What is that for you? Because it's only when you know what you need to work on that you can start working on it, that you can start getting a plan in place, that you can get the results that you want, okay? So the wheel, ideally, we want it to turn, right? Like comfortably, like, whoa, we're moving along. Not like, walk, chink. So that's why we have to work on all aspects. So Beyond Vegan is looking at the bigger picture. It's looking at holistically how your life is looking, and what part does food play, and how does food, you know, kind of affect all of the other parts also, okay? So just start thinking about that. And then what would be available to you if you had that wheel turning really smoothly? What would that be like? That's your superhero status, right? Can you imagine that? What would the areas that are a little low look like? You know, would you be like 10 pounds lighter? Would you be making, you know, $2,000 more a month? Would you be in a partnership with like the ideal mate? Would you be like excited to go to work every day? What would it be? Like, what would those things be? So think about what those things are. And then just look at the space between and start thinking about what you need to do to get there, right? Because that's the space. Once you fill it, once you bridge that gap, you can get to superhero. So when you look at food, does anyone have some areas around food that they want to bring out to the next level, to superhero status? Anyone have those? I have those. I mean, some days better than others. So these recipes that I'm going to teach you today are going to take you to superhero status. They can be like major contributing factors. Yeah? Who's with me? Raise your hand if you're with me. Did I lose you? If I lost you, raise your hand if I lost you. No? Okay, one. Yeah, but you're the omnivore still, so you're okay. I remember you raised your hand earlier. That's okay. Good, good. Okay, so look, should we start making some recipes right now? Okay, who wants to know about this soup? Who's interested in going beyond vegan so far? Anyone? So when I'm here, there's vegan food. There's, when we look at all the consciousness, but there's also the vegan food, like, what are the no's of vegan food for superhero status? Tell me what those are. Processed food. Yeah, who said that? Sugar, yes. Flour, white flour. What else? Oils. Some oils better than others. You have to be mindful. You could be on the no oil, or you could be on the some oils. Soy, right? Soy is one of the most GMO crops out there. Okay, so that's something we have to be careful of too. Or non-organic, right? So these are all the things. Those are all the no's. So when you're looking at choosing vegan food, it's beyond vegan. It's beyond just saying I'm vegan, I'm not eating these things. It's looking at what you are eating, okay? What you're not doing is great, but what you are doing is really going to, it's the other side of the equation that it's easy not to look at. So this soup is super alkalizing for the body. Who's heard the term alkalizing before? Yeah? Okay. So I'm going to tell you what's going to go in there, and then I'm going to keep talking. It's 1 cucumber. You can write it. My mailing list is going around. Is it around somewhere?
That's right here.
Okay.
Anybody need this? Anybody want to?
If you get on the mailing list, I'll tell you cool stuff, and I will send out some recipes. I'll send out these recipes. This is the easiest recipe. I made this for my dad because my dad, he doesn't cook. Who knows? Some of you know the story of my dad, right? Not a cooker. Walter knows my dad. Most he ever made. Walter and I know each other since I'm like 11 years old. This guy knows me since I'm 11. But my dad, he doesn't cook. So he asked me, he had a hip replacement surgery, and he asked me to make some recipes for him because he started putting some weight on that would help him lose a little weight and get some energy back. And so I made him a series of recipes that were so easy, but so good and so nutrient dense that they would like up-level him, and he could actually do that. So this is one of those recipes, okay? So easy, anyone could do it. 1 cucumber goes in there. Then we take some spinach. Take about a big handful of spinach like that. Shove it in, and then take some more. And shove it in. And you know what? Because I want everyone to try this soup, we're actually going to do 2 of these. So I'm going to like double blender it right now. And these are organic cucumbers. About 2 big handfuls. As much as you could shove in your blender. The beauty about this recipe is you can't go wrong. It doesn't matter. It's going to taste good, and if it doesn't taste good, add more of something else. Like, that's what I want you to know. There's a recipe, but like, be chill. Just enjoy it. It's going to be good. Don't cut your fingers off and you'll be fine. That's the only danger. I swear. So these guys. Now somewhere I had garlic. Okay. Okay, so we're going to do 2 big handfuls of spinach. So what are the yeses then? Tell me what the yeses are for Beyond Vegan. Veggies. See that? Did you get that measurement? That was 2 big handfuls shoved in. If you have a smaller blender, it'll be smaller. But if you have a bigger blender, do more. Because why? This stuff is nutrient dense, okay? I'm going to go over this more with you in a minute, but let me tell you what's going in here now. We're going to do these 2 big cloves of garlic. Anybody hate garlic? You are like the heckler. Lucky you're in the back of the room. She's going to come around. She'll be on stage. Watch, front row next year. What's your name? Deborah. Yeah, Deborah is going to be front and center next year. You watch. Everyone look at Deborah, because she's going to be like, oh my God, I made the soup. I'm like superhero now. I decided to become a vegan chef. That's how it happens. I wasn't always a chef. I had another job. I loved my other job too, but I wanted to do this eventually because I was living this lifestyle, and then eventually I quit that job and did this full time. But I did this for a long time just by myself. This is a big garlic clove. So there's a big clove of garlic in there. You know why I'm putting garlic in there? First of all, because it tastes good. And then all the other reasons are, because it's anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, super good, super cleansing. If you have candida issues, right, I'm not going to ask who does, but you can share that later if you want. But this is a great soup for that. It's got no sweetener in it. It's got garlic. It's alkalizing to your body. Candida thrives in an acid environment. You're creating an alkaline environment by this. That's Beyond Vegan, okay? Alkalinity, being alkaline in your food choices, is one of the precepts of Beyond Vegan, okay? This is a totally alkaline soup. Then another precept is nutritional density. So how can you make the most amount of punch for every calorie you put in your body? How can you get the most amount of nutrition in every calorie? That's what you want to think of, right? Not what tastes the best. What tastes the best, you can make it taste the best and have it the other way. And it doesn't have to be one or the other, okay? So garlic is going in there. We have cucumber. Now I put the cucumber in the bottom because cucumber is really water rich. And so this will blend better with the cucumber in the bottom. So always put your water-dense, water-rich items in the bottom of the blender. Then you have your spinach. Then you have your garlic. Then we're going to put in some lemon. So it gets like the juice from one lemon into each one of these. You can add more if you want. But one lemon is probably about 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, usually. And that's probably about the amount. And then that's probably about the amount. If you need more, you add more. It's going to have some salt in it, so about 1 teaspoon of salt. So that's about a teaspoon of salt. I know you can watch up there, right? Can you see good up there? Okay, 1 teaspoon of salt. If you want more, then you add more. This is really lovely Himalayan pink crystal salt. It's not iodized salt. Iodized salt does bad things to your body. This gives you the valuable minerals that you want in your body, okay? And then, let's see, what else goes in there? So once we have that in, then we put in about 4 cups of water. You can see this is not many ingredients in here so far. So you get a nice high-quality water. Is anybody still drinking tap water? I will call you out on that. That stuff full of fluoride, chlorine, pharmaceuticals. You don't want to drink the tap water unfiltered. So take care of your body by putting in the best thing possible. So you're going to put in about 4 cups, or just, about 2/3 of the blender right there is about the right amount also. So, I've done this before. Trust me, it's the right amount. We can take it out and measure it. I bet it would be exactly 4 cups. It's like this thing when I blend it. I make this hot beverage in the morning, this hot turmeric drink. I gave up coffee, by the way. I will own up that I was on coffee for a little while. I grew up drinking coffee. I gave it up for like 15 years. Then I got on the coffee kick again for like a year. And I realized, oh my God, I'm having this addictive relationship to coffee. And it was doing these crazy things. Sorry to shoot you down on the coffee. I know you didn't come here to talk about coffee. But it was making me edgy in the morning. And I was getting into arguments and like all this stuff. And so I'm like a month off of the coffee. I feel amazing. And I've been making this wonderful turmeric drink. One day we'll do like just hot elixirs. And I blend it up in the morning, and almost every morning it's exactly the size for my cup. I don't measure, it's just like a knowing. So I'm telling you this is the right amount. So here you have it. It's in there. This is almost everything that goes in the soup. Watch how nicely. I'm not even going to need to use this because it's going to blend so well. It's the perfect amounts with all the water-rich stuff. So doesn't have a Vitamix yet? Okay, it's just a matter of time. A morning, it's like a cell phone. Once you get it, you can't get it. See, it's in your hand, stuck in your hand, right? Your Vitamix is going to be like that too. Now this, just the way it is an amazing morning drink. If you don't have a juicer, you don't want to deal with a juicer, you can do this. It's got the fiber, but it's got so much good stuff in it, right? You can just drink this all day, and it's amazing. So if you don't have a juicer and you want to do something close to juicing, do this. Drink this all day. This will alkalize your body all day. All day we're becoming more acidic. You may or may not be eating breads, pastas, white flour, white sugar, coffee, all these things that cause acid. You may or may not, but even stress causes acid. We are constantly bombarded by acid-causing stimulus. This is to constantly alkaline, constantly balance the scale in the other direction. Make this, make a big thermos, drink it all day, so good. And if you want it to be a little more hearty, what we do to make it into a soup is we take an avocado. Exactly, right? Now this is fats, this is good fats. You want to eat these because these are so good for you. So good, nature's fats right now. Your body needs fat. Your brain needs some fats to run properly. It makes the synapses in your brain function really well. I probably need a spoon. Can I get a big spoon? Can you grab me one? That would be great.
How much are you putting in?
You know, you could put in, this is the max to put in. Sometimes I put in half an avocado. You don't want to put too much or it'll be like a dip. I mean, you could put too much and then it's like a dip. And then it's amazing because you can put a bunch of avocado in here and it becomes, no, I just need a scooper. I could use the coconut scooper. You know, the other way to eat an avocado is just squeeze it out. Whoever had Italian ices as a kid, remember those? You could just do this too. So as a dip, it's amazing also. Come on. Let's see if I can get the whole thing in there. So you know the difference between a dressing, a marinade, a dressing, a sauce, and a dip? It's just the thickness. It's just the thickness. So this could be a drink. This could be a soup. This could be a dip, right? Easily. I've just told you how to do it. First, no avocado, no thickener in it, and then you have a drink. Then you add your avocado, and then you have a soup. And then you add more avocado, and you have a dip. Amazing. Same recipe. I just gave you 3 recipes. We're done. That's it. Okay. So, you know, I'm going to taste it because, see, this is the thing where I didn't bring a spoon, but, look at that, beautiful. Oh, that's lovely. Okay. So this one's good. And then I'm going to just do it with this one too. Oh, thank you. That's nice. So I'm making 2 batches because I want everyone to try this and get their opportunity.
I have a question.
Yeah.
When you make it as a soup, you heat it up?
You know, I've never heated this up. No, I always have it raw. And it's a cold soup. It's raw. And what's the reason for raw? Who knows? Yeah. Okay, so here's precept number, what are we up to, number 3? Beyond Vegan. Precept number 3 is you want things with enzymes. You want things alive, right? When you cook them, you kill the enzymes. All the foods naturally have enzymes in them that help your body break down. They're meant to symbiotically work with your digestion so that you can just get everything in your system as easy as possible. That's why we food combine also. Food combining is a whole other talk we're not going to get into, but certain foods work better in your body than together than others. So you want to be mindful of what you're eating with what. If you want optimal digestion, you do know, like on a basic level, if you eat something sugary after some other stuff, you're creating fermentation, right? Because what? Sugar plus heat creates fermentation. What's a byproduct of fermentation? Gas. Well, kombucha, but kombucha makes, right, kombucha is the exact thing. Your gas is the byproduct. Your kombucha will explode if you don't let that gas out. That's what's happening in your belly when you create the wrong combination of foods at the wrong times. You create gas. So you can avoid things like that by eating the proper things with the proper things in the proper order. Yes. So this is always the most exciting part. Okay. And this one I know is good too because we did the exact same thing. But I'll taste it anyway because you always want to taste before I send it out to you. Then you send it back going, what? That was not. It's such a lovely color too, isn't it? See, this one can use a tiny bit more lemon. So we're going to put a little bit more lemon in there. Give it one more spin. And then this one can go in the back too. And what I will need is those strain. So you might want to take this strainer and just strain them out for me. Get rid of those guys. Thank you.
I have another question.
Yes.
How long would it last? How long does it last in the refrigerator?
Okay, so fresh is always the best, right? So you want things live because they have live enzymes in them. So your body can just work with it and synergistically like break it down really quick, get it into your system. Liquid food gets in your system really fast. You don't have to do any work. That's why juices get in your system amazing. This is like next best. It's blended, so you don't have to do any work. No energy expenditure to break it down. You're putting in lots of super fuel. So what happens? You have an energy surplus. Right? Less energy to break it down, instantly assimilated, high nutrition content, energy surplus. What happens when you have an energy surplus? You become a superhero. Come on, everyone say it. Superhero! Who wants to be a superhero? Right? So that's what you're doing. That's what you're creating when you do this kind of thing. Raw, again, the nutrients are as live as possible. Things like a flower, you pick a flower and it's most alive. Once you pick it, it's already dying. You know that, right? It's alive when it's on the plant, but once you pick it, it's dying. So when you get your food, the fresher you can eat it, the more alive it's going to be, the more nutrient content it has. As when you have a weepy old piece of lettuce there, you know that doesn't have much nutritional value for your body anymore. So you just imagine that that's happening over the course of the life. So the quicker you eat it, the fresher you get it in your body, the more value, the more super fuel it's giving you. This, I wouldn't go more than 3 days would be the absolute max. 2 days is probably, I'll eat it today, eat it tomorrow, you should be done with it. Make a smaller batch. It doesn't take long to make. This is not like an hour-long project. You saw how long that took me, and I was chatting the whole time, right? So that's what that is. And then we're going to make this really yummy sunflower dressing to go on top, which I like. This blender is clean. It's just their blender, and it's not so happy looking, but it's okay. They did clean it multiple times. This is the most easiest sunflower dressing. It goes so good with the soup, and it has a little bit of protein in it. So if you want to the greens have protein too. They have amino acids, become protein, super usable. But this is again, up-leveling to have a little bit more calorie density, a little bit more variety, and it goes so well. It gives a little texture with the soup. So it's basically sunflower seeds, which are coming soon. They're draining them from me, which I soaked. Who knows why we soak sunflower seeds? Yeah.
They sprout.
Well, they do sprout. If I kept them going, they would sprout. But I've just soaked them for a half hour. An hour is better for sunflower seeds. But yeah, so they release their enzyme inhibitors, because nuts and seeds have enzyme inhibitors on them that prevent them from growing, but also interfere with your digestion a bit. So when you soak them, they become more bioavailable, more digestible, and they start converting fats to proteins so that you get more of that too.
How long do you soak them for?
There's whole soaking charts for all the different nuts and seeds and beans and all of that. Sunflower seeds, an hour is plenty because they're so small. Other things like almonds, overnight, 12 hours. And so this we're going to do, let me see, where's my recipe? We're going to do 2 cups of sunflower seeds. This has a 2-cup measurer in it.
Jillian, how long do you soak chia seeds? Or do you?
Chia seeds you can just, to eat them 30 minutes to eat them like a chia pudding, or overnight is great because they get more hydrated. But minimum 30 minutes to get them not like little pellets, You don't want to not soak your chia seeds and then eat them and then have them expand in your belly, because then you've created a little brick, and that's probably not what you want to do. So soak them before you eat them. So this is about 2 cups, and I'm going to put in about 1/4 cup of lemon. This is a lot of lemon. Lemon is alkalizing even though it's an acid fruit. Does everyone know that? Lemon in the morning will change your life. Have lemon in your water in the morning. Hydrate. That's another precept of being super, super beyond vegan, superhero. So we're going to put in salt and pepper into this too. We're putting in about about a teaspoon of, let's put a half teaspoon of salt to start. This is going to be drizzled on top. Yeah, this is plenty. I can also just make this and have it as a dip. It's wonderful as a dip. I've also made this in a food processor instead of in a blender and left it chunky and had it as a pate. on top of my salad or in a wrap with like in a nori sheet or something like that. That's really nice. And we need a little water, so probably about a quarter cup of water to get it going. This is all the ingredients, that's it. So easy, but it's going to be so good. Now you see how it has that little spiral going down the middle? That's how you know it's working. You want everything to go from the bottom and through the top, like that, okay? Otherwise, it's not working so well. You have to move it all around. Take the big chunks off of the edge, if there are big chunks. You can't go wrong with this. You can leave it chunky, and it's going to be really nice and give you some chunky texture. You can also go not so chunky. Make it totally smooth. A little bit more. Okay, see that? It's nice and like creamy. Can you see it up in there? Right? So this is going to be great on the soup. I'm going to make it a tiny little bit, I like it like this, but I'm going to make it a little bit thinner just because they're going to be pouring it on with a spoon. So I'm going to add a little tiny bit more water to it just to make it easy for them in the back. But this is an amazing dip also. I love this. Like, I just make batches of this. This will last maybe 4 or 5 days. 5 is probably pushing it. Maybe 4 days in the fridge, and then I'm going to need another blender back out. Oh, it's here. Good. And then just have it like dipped with carrots. You know, I'm the ultimate lazy food prep person during the week. When I'm busy working, I don't want to do a lot of stuff, so I'll make quick soup like that, and I have super nutrition. I'm good. I'll make that kind of that dressing and just have it in the fridge. You can put some of that in the freezer too. Yeah, fresh is best, but that's better than anything you're going to get from Trader Joe's. So freeze it and then bring it out when you want it, and then have it with some cauliflower, some whatever, carrots, some broccoli, and it's like a perfect snack. So that's how I like to eat during the week. I'm just like having snacks, things like that. That's my meals. Last thing we're going to do is we're going to make an amazing smoothie. They're going to prepare that, and those will come out soon. Yep.
What was the other ingredient you added other than the salt?
Salt, pepper, lemon, water, seeds. Sunflower seeds. Sunflower seeds are so inexpensive. Organic sunflower seeds are like $2.50 a pound. This is like a total budget conscious dish too. It's the best. It's so easy. Okay, and then what did we get to? What? I did 2 cups sunflower seeds, quarter cup of lemon, water for as much thickness as you want, and then salt and pepper, you know, to your taste. You could add other things to this if you want. You could add garlic. You could add sun-dried tomatoes. You can pulse in some herbs. You know, anything you could do with that, but that's your base recipe. Best recipe. So good. And then, oh, look, we're going to let you try them now. Usually I have everyone, wait, we're trying them now. You're so lucky. She's so good. Don't lose your attention, though. You have to keep paying attention to me. You promise? Yes. Okay. Okay, this one, last one. What's the other precepts? Did we get to alkalizing? Yes. We got to enzymes? Yes. We got to fresh, organic, raw? Yes. You know what another one is? Exercise. Move your body. Like open coconuts every day. Ready? Who's seen the Cocoa Jack? Whose is the first time seeing the Cocoa Jack? If it's your first time, you could stand up and watch if you need to. This is the best tool for opening coconuts. It changes your relationship because used to be we had to use this thing, right? I mean, where is it? My gigantic, my machete. Remember this? Who remembers the old days when I brought out this thing, right? This one I got from Bali. It's beautiful. It's hand carved. But, you know, it's like, I mean, it's good. But I don't need to do that anymore. I can be a little bit more safe. And, you know, even kids could do this. You just put this in the middle. See that? And then,
Pieces like that? The stainless steel thing and the hammer?
yes.
Both?
Yeah. So you get both of these, and then there's also, so I'm going to pour this in here, because we're going to put in one coconut. This is my standard smoothie. This is my regular smoothie. This is what I do. I don't eat much fruit. I'm super low sugar. I dealt with Candida a while back and got rid of it, and now I just don't do much sugar. I don't need it. I feel better. My body just doesn't want it. I do eat a fair amount of fats, and it works for me. So, Cocoa Jack. CocoJack.com. If you put in the code LOVE, it'll give you like 10% off or $5 off or something like that. This is the other tool. You want this tool too. This tool, you know, and you can get the whole package, comes in the lovely little bag, which is really nice. You know, go for it. It's like $50, but it lasts you for life, right? So put in the code LOVE and they'll give you $5 off or something. This, see this? Watch that. How easy was that? Did you miss it? If you looked away, if you were looking at the soup and not paying attention, you totally missed it. I'm going to throw that in. You ready? Here's another one. Now, this is a very young coconut. It doesn't have a lot of meat in it. So I'm just going to show you how it goes. So basically, usually, it's coming off really easy, but usually you put your hand here, and you just press the thing, the little tool, and you turn the coconut. That's how you do it, right? You get your leverage and you turn the coconut, and then it just comes right out. And you want to check and make sure there's no little bits of shell. When I'm home, I wash this off, but this is pretty good. A little bit of the brown, if it's soft, it doesn't matter. But you don't want any hard shell because that will matter, and it's not pleasant. Who's had a sip of your smoothie and you get like a hard bit in it, right? We've all done that once or twice. It's not fun.
So Jillian, the third piece, that third little stainless steel thing, that comes with the three pieces?
Well, you can get it. There's different packages, so you can choose whether you want the whole package with the bag, you want just the two pieces.
That third little scooper? Yeah.
Yeah, but he sells this too.
Comes in? Okay.
If you get the whole package, but you can also just get this, different what you want. So that's it. I've got all the meat out of my coconut.
Can you buy coconut water instead?
You can. You know, this is fresh. Freshest is always the best. Next level, get your little coconut water, right? I mean, this is not bad. Get ones that are not sweetened. Make sure, get them organic if you can. You know, you want to get the highest quality possible. If you're not going to have it, you know, if you're not going to get the fresh one, get the bottled one, but get an organic one. Get a one that doesn't have sweeten, that's close to nature. You know, get the best thing you can. Okay, then what else goes in here? So what I want to do is, for my sweet, I'm going to add some bananas. If I was home, I usually have frozen bananas. But here, you cannot use bananas, too. Like, I don't use bananas that much, but bananas are nice for sweet. You can also put in some stevia. You need something for thickness, though. And since there's not much meat in here, we're going to use a little banana for thickness. You know, there's all kinds of funny shows where people slip on the peel. There's like crazy jokes you can make with the peel. You can probably, I've heard that you can put banana peels like on warts or something and it makes them go away. I've never done that, but I don't think so. Not that I know of. Anybody eat a banana peel? I've never seen. Monkeys don't eat them, and monkeys, this is the monkey food, you know, so I'm not sure. Okay. Usually frozen bananas. You could put spirulina. You could put dates if you wanted to. I don't want to because I want to stay low sugar. You could put stevia if you wanted to for more sweet. But basically, here's a very basic smoothie, right? Just coconut water and banana is already going to be good. But what I want to do is take this next level, right? I want to go superhero with it. So what should I do? Yes, all these things. Come on, keep yelling them out. They're all good. What do I have? So we're going to put a little spinach in because you can. Because spinach is going to go right away. This is a way to eat. Look how much salad that is. Some people, they don't even eat this much salad in a week. Some people, this is your salad for a day. But right now, you can put it right in. No problem. It's going to go right away. So that's really easy. Then you're going to take lots of stuff because I want this to be superhero food right now. So I'm going to take this stuff I really like, green Vibrance. And this you can buy at one pack at a time. Sometimes I go when I'm really hungry and I'm on the road, I'll just stop at Whole Foods, get a coconut, crack it open. They'll crack it open for you in the store and get one of these packets and mix it in, and then I have an amazing drink. There's a lot of nourishment. You can bring that camping with you. You can have that. This is something you don't even need to refrigerate, right? You don't even need to keep coconuts in the refrigerator. You can bring them to work this way. Just whip out your Cocoa Jack, keep it in your desk. All these, this is all possible. So pour this in. This is a bunch of green powder. This is like full of vitamins, minerals, nutrients. This is like superfood right here, high octane. You're making high octane right now. Then, what else can I throw in? I can throw in some maca. Maca, why not? Who knows what maca does? Energy, libido, focus, endocrine system. It's an adaptogen. It helps you balance your hormones. So why not put some of that in too, right? It's got lots of minerals also. M-A-C-A, maca. Maca, you can get that at Whole Foods, yeah. Then we're going to put in a little bit of turmeric. Why? Anti-inflammatory, anti-cancer. Turmeric is great stuff. No reason not to put that in. When you eat turmeric, you need two components, though. Do you know what they are? Fat and pepper, yes. So we have a little black pepper. Let's put that in before I forget. A little black pepper. Because it helps your body uptake the nutrients. That's why. They work together synergistically, so you want to have those all together all the time. This is a little bit of spirulina. Throw some spirulina in there. High protein. You want more protein? Have spirulina. How was the soup? Was it good or was it amazing? Come on, for a healthy soup that took that long to make, earth. This is Vitamineral Earth. This is from a company called Health Force, which I really like. And I think that's all the supplements I have right now to throw in here.
What's the fat?
We have coconut meat in there for fat. Coconut meat is in there. And then lid. If we wanted to, you could put some nuts. You could put some nut butter in here. Oh, you know the last thing we forgot? What's the last thing? Come on, my veterans should know what this is. A tiny bit of salt. Why? Why? Yes, because it brings out the sweet. Just a tiny bit. But before you ever add more sweet, put a tiny bit of salt because it pops the sweet flavor. You know, and it just balances everything. It's called flavor balancing. You want a little bit. A pinch. Yeah, all you need is a pinch. You want to know what another precept is? You need to master your mind. Who knows that? Anybody done some work around that? Yeah? Thoughts. You know, thoughts can have a really big effect on your body, on your health. If you think certain thoughts, you might not feel so well, right? You've had that happen? So we have to really learn to master our mind so that we're thinking good thoughts that contribute to our health and well-being. That's another component. Meditation is wonderful for that. It's like an easy thing you could do at home, cost you nothing. Oh, that's good. That's so good. That one leaf got away. If I had ice, this would be over the top. Do we have any ice back there? That's a good question. They're going to check for ice for me. But how easy was that? That's it. You could add cocoa powder. You could add almond butter. You could add plantains. You could add any number of things. I would definitely put more ice in this before I'd served it. It's very rich. It's very thick right now. It's really, really delicious. And I don't know, see if we have enough to serve people that. If not, then you'll have to try that on your own. No water. Just put I don't know, see if there's tiny bits, or I don't think we have enough smoothie for everyone, and I'm out of time. But the last one, you want to know what the last precept is? Is everyone's falling asleep, or are you still awake? Sex is good, but that's not a precept. But you get good sex from love. So love is loving your body so much that you really are going to you're going to treat your body like your favorite dog, like your favorite kid, like So, like something that you love so much that you wouldn't put anything bad in it because it's your responsibility to take care of it. It's your sole responsibility. You only get one. There's no backsies. There's no undos. You only get one, so you have to love it so much that you're really going to be that mindful every time you make a choice of what to put in your body. And then the last thing, you know what it takes to make change, to get to superhero status? Yeah. What? Okay, you need to have a goal. You need to know what you want. You already know what you want, right? Because you did the wheel. You need to have a plan. So you need to look at what's that space between where I am now and where I want to be, and how do I get there? You need to get some support, some resources. What do you need? Do you need an accountability buddy? Do you need to learn some more skills? Do you need to get some more tools? And then you need to take action.
You need to write it down.
Yeah, action is writing down. Write down all of these things. Yes, write it down for yourself. So anyone who's interested in any of that stuff and any of these, put your name on my mailing list. I do coaching. I do classes. I'm teaching a 10-day chef training in Bali in November. I am local. I live in the Bay. Say that again? Loco? Loco crazy? A little bit. We all a little bit loco. Another thing coming up is Thanksgiving dinner, doing a 4-course raw vegan Thanksgiving dinner at Pene Pachamama in North Beach. Anybody interested in that? That's fun. I also need volunteers to help prepare food for that. So if you are one of those people who wants to come to that or wants to be on the team for that, make a note on the mailing list or come and make a note on this paper after so I know who to contact. Or any of those things, coaching, counseling, classes, fun stuff, let me know. Thank you so much for being present with me. It was great having you here. Yeah. Okay. Yes.